Live. Let's go live. Come on. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Mama Joyce in this wig. Lord have mercy. OMG. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, everyone. Kay Wright, thank you for becoming a member, guys. If you would like to become a member, it is a members only live chat today. Head on over to TeamKempire.com/join. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Despite their failing ratings, we are still talking about the show. We didn't do a live watch party last night, but we might get back to it at some point. Look, we might get back to it at some point. Look, it's summertime. I'm trying to live my life. Just say, come on. Look. Come on in. Shout out to all of our members that have been members for a very long time. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to those of you that are becoming new members. There are all kinds of really great perks to be a member of the Kempire channel. And shout out to those of you that have become members, subscribers on TikTok as well. TikTok, you can just click the subscribe button on our profile. We appreciate the monthly support because content creators rely on that. But you can also support by liking, viewing, sharing all of our content and checking out some of the content that you may not show up on your Explore page. Go directly to my page and check out some of the things that you missed, including our recap of Bell Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville from yesterday. We did have a really great time. And our recap of Young, Famous, and African Part 1 and Part 2 are now available. But this is our Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. And don't forget, we will be live later today, probably like 5 p.m. Eastern. I know I said it for 5:30, but we might go live early, depending on my rewatch, because you know I'm going to rewatch that episode, okay? Because there's a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack, all right? Ms. Bug, thank you so much for being a member of the channel for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Sherry, thank you for becoming a member as well. So before we get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta, let's get into a countdown so we can get the algorithm going. Because you know some people are late, some people are coming back from lunch, some people are going to lunch. They're like, Kempire, let me just get my lunch first, and then I'm gonna sit down and settle and listen to the show. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the rumors that came out this week that the Real Housewives of Atlanta cast are shaking in their boots. They're shaking in their boots. Because, the ratings from last week were terrible. We got to talk about that. Ms. Buck says, 1 year and so proud. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into this, y'all.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer. Just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. And don't forget, guys, tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, we have our Tuesday takeover where we cover a variety of pop culture news, reality TV, and reality TV news. I know we have to talk about Diddy's son getting arrested for a DUI, and then his mama, Misa Hilton, dragging Diddy. We got to talk about Jackie O. There's a lot of stuff we haven't been able to talk about in the last few days, but we're going to get into it. Thank you, Judy, on TikTok for the gift. We appreciate you supporting the channel always. So Tuesday takeover tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. But you're here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Where do I begin? I guess we'll begin where it ended. So last week's episode ended with some failing ratings. Look, come on. The ratings were not great. However, Carlos, they still were double your ratings for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Come on. We play a little bit. M. Slade, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. We appreciate you. All right. So the last episode ended with Marlo kicking in on Kenya's door. And Kenya eventually comes to the door and says, my effing child's in here. And Marlo was like,
put Brooklyn in another room.
Wait. I really wonder what's wrong with Marlo. Marlo has burned so many bridges. I wish her luck, but maybe she doesn't care because whatever Marlo is doing to live the lifestyle she's living, it's not from the archive, okay? It's not from that. And she keeps talking about all this. I had a boutique before, and I had the math is not mathing, Marlo. We're not fools. And I've said this before. I said Marlo is better as a friend of the show. However, I don't even want her to come back as a friend of. Because she's too volatile. I don't know what she's gonna do next. She's burned a bridge with someone that had her back when she needed her the most. She burned that bridge with Kandi so bad, Kandi ain't never gonna help her again. If she's on fire, Kandi's not gonna even spit in her direction. Sidebar, Kandi, I don't like the fact that Kandi, I said this yesterday, because the clip for next week, Kandi is getting so angry. Kandi, first of all, I'm not saying that Kenya has heart disease, but what I'm saying is that, you know, and especially black men, black women, blood pressure, like I'm worried. I'm worried for her. I don't like her getting this angry at Marlo, who's not even worth it. She's not worth it. Like I said, she's not even worth that. I don't like seeing Kandi get this angry, especially because Kandi does have a lot more to lose than anybody on this cast. She has a lot more to lose. And I don't need to see her. But look, she did warn us. She did warn us when we were watching and recapping the SW and Escape show. She says that she was filming that, and then she went right into filming Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I just don't like seeing. I know some people are like, yeah, Kandi needs to work for that coin. I don't think so. Look, I don't think so. Not if it's at the detriment of your health and your blood pressure. Your blood pressure. Just saying. Hold on. Let me just save the super chat. Did I lose the super chat? I don't know. For some reason, that super chat didn't come up. Hold on. Yeah, let me save the super chat. Oh, no. It didn't come up on here, but I did see it here. Let me just say thank you to Nicole Pearson. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. For some reason, it's not coming up on my platform here. But thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Guys, you can also support the channel by liking the video and sharing the video as well. So back to this. So they're in Alabama, right? They're in Alabama? Yeah, because it was for the same university I think it was for same university that they're filming at Celebrity Edition of College Hill. Am I wrong? Anyways, Kenya, we already said this last week. Kenya's hosting duties are questionable. No. Okay, nope. No, I'm sorry, Kenya. Your hosting duties is not even questionable. Your hosting duties are terrible. We need you to work on this, Kenya. I need you to work on this. Because at this point, I feel like, is she just doing this because that's her stick? No, I need Kenya to hold. Kenya was shading Sonia Richards-Ross last year for her dry beef patties. Girl. At this point, Sonia's been able to host at least one event that was really good. I need Kenya to show up next season hosting an event from start to finish, okay? From start to finish that it goes fantastically. This so far has been a mess, and I get it. She wants to surprise the group with this halftime performance. So what I noticed in the scene when they were getting off the Sprinter van, Kenya does say goodnight to the ladies. But the ladies feel like they're in the dark. I don't know why they feel like they're in the dark. To me, it's sort of like, okay, we're here for something. Maybe she wants to make it a surprise. I think Kenya could have just really made it seem like, guys, I have a surprise. I really can't give you too many details, but it's going to be a surprise. Just be here. It's going to be really big, okay? If she didn't want to tell them. But I felt like she wasn't giving them enough. And look, Sonia Richards-Ross is correct. When she was hosting them in Jamaica, Kenya was like, I need this, and this, and this. So, Kenya, you can't say one thing when someone else is hosting and do another when you're hosting. Sherry says, Kempire, I'm sorry. You don't have to be sorry, Sherry. You don't have to be sorry. Everyone's opinion counts here. Come on. Sherry says, Kempire, I'm sorry, but Kenya with her loud yelling and Brooklyn's in the room was ridiculous. She wasn't any better than Marlo kicking the door. That too also bothered me too. Because if Brooklyn was in there, I think you yelling at the door would have scared me too. I mean, it scared me watching it. Bella says, Kenya is always so dismissive with people when it's something that she's in charge of. Yeah. Because here's the thing, and we're going to jump around a little bit. We'll get back to this. But honestly, when she said what she said to Sonia, I really wish Sonia would have got activated and cussed her out in patois. And then she really wouldn't have understood who was on the phone. I really wish, Sonia, that was when you should have been, blah, blah. No. No, that is when you should have came out with the patois so that she's going to be like, what? What? Cussed her all up in the blows on skirt, this and that. That's when the Jamaicans should have came out of you, Sonia. Because I agree with Sonia. When Kenya says, well, you don't have to come back, I would be like, say less. Say less. I ain't ever going to come to a function for you. Just saying. Okay, let me retract. Let me go back. Let me go back. We're going to get there. 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 Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right. So Marlo and Kenya go at it at her door because Marlo kicks her door. So does Sheree. Sheree also kicks the door. But I think Sheree's intentions aren't as malicious as Marlo. I think if Sheree knew that Brooklyn was in there, she wouldn't have done that. Sheree does deny it later that she kicked the door. She was like, that wasn't me. I'm a lady. I would never do anything like that. I really believe that Sheree and Kenya are trying to develop a real friendship, not just for the show, but outside of the show. I think they really do like each other. But you know Sheree, she's always just, I don't know. Gustav said, should have called her a bumbleclap. Come on. Yes. So you needed to turn up the pato with the mumba. Come on. That was the perfect opportunity, Sonia. We'll get back to that in a second, though. We're almost there. So Marlo and Kenya go at it at her door. She's like, my daughter's in here. Marlo's just like, oh, wait, hold on.
Marlo's just like, oh, put Brooklyn in another room.
I know. Everyone's going to say the same thing. Why is Kenya bringing her daughter constantly on these trips? We know that Kenya doesn't have a village. She doesn't have family like that that's going to be able to watch her child if she goes away. We already know that. But here's the thing, Kenya. I think if you really hosted a great trip, nobody really would care that Brooklyn was there. They're like, no, you did the thing. You hosted a really great trip. You gave us all kinds of opportunities to do things. I don't think they would even care. They wouldn't even notice. But Kenya did tell them good night. So it's not as if she was like, oh, I'm coming back. They knew she went, but they went up to her room trying to get answers. Monyetta says that she did text her. I did see the speak on it. With Monyetta and A1. She did say she did text Kenya that they were on their way up to give her a heads up. I just feel like them at her door, knocking and banging. First of all, you're in a hotel. You're not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's a villa. You're in a hotel. Who knows who else is on the floor? Who knows? So they have that sort of fight. But that fight between Kenya and Marlo turns into a fight between Monyetta and Marlo in the elevator. And Marlo's saying all kinds of things about Kenya and blah, 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 whatever. So on their way down, Marlo ends up slamming or trying to slam the door in Monyetta's face. And Monyetta comes through that door like, ah! Wait, hold on. Monyetta was like, oh, because that's so disrespectful. That is disrespectful. And then later on, Marlo is trying to make it seem like she doesn't remember. She doesn't remember. Really, Marlo? And then Sheree trying to make some sort of scientific, I'm like, no, that door was so heavy, they just don't close. First of all, if the door was that heavy and you're trying to slam that door in someone's face, that means they really could have caused them harm. Marlo, you haven't changed. Marlo's dangerous. Because if that door is that heavy and you're trying to slam that door in someone's face, what if that hurt her? What if she got hurt from you slamming the door in her face? But Monyetta has activated this season. Monyetta has something to prove because we all called her boring last season. Yes, we did. We called her boring last season. So this season, she's really trying to get activated, get involved. But let me tell you something. Monyetta, it's not landing for me. It's not. It's not landing for me. Like, your shade is not shady enough. Look, you like, I got a lot to lose. You saying I got Ray in them. I'm like, she's like, how you know how you have Pookie in them? Girl, you don't need to let us know that you were a fan of the show. It's not landing for me. And I know some of you are like, make her a housewife. No, it's not landing for me. I'm not done with Monyetta yet because we still have several more episodes to watch in regards to the season. And apparently there's been a lot of back and forth between Monyetta and Marlo. All right. But I'll give her this. Monyetta was activated and she's chasing Marlo through the hotel lobby. And Marlo is running. Well, not running, but I just noticed watching it. I was like, why is Marlo going outside? You know, sometimes people go outside because they want to go have a cigarette. No, Marlo goes outside because she doesn't want to engage with Monyetta. Why? So Marlo, you're not a housewife. You have no storyline. You don't want to engage with drama that you started. So why are you here? Why are you here? At least Monyetta, no matter how I feel about her shade, at least Monyetta is getting activated. At least she's trying to engage, but you're running away from her. No, that doesn't work for this show. You already have no storyline and your shade is not like your mediocre shade. Come on now. No, I'm gonna give it to Marlo. Some of the things she said in this episode were funny. Come on now. Okay. Bella says, why does Sheree and Marlo continue to lie when we can clearly watch the playback? That's what episodes are. Playbacks. Agreed. Gustav says, and Marlo is a coward. Shady Melinda says, because she's guilty. She's guilty, and it's just like, come on. That's why she's not a great housewife. And I was never one of those people that give Marlo a peach. I was never one of those people. I know a lot of you kept on saying, give Marlo a peach, give Marlo a peach. For what? You still have no idea who Marlo is. And her reach this season for a storyline is, first of all, damaging. Hold on. Hold on. Let me bring this tweet up. Hold on. Let me bring this picture up because I took this from earlier today. Hold on. Let me send this to myself. Because Candy's addressing what one of the fans are saying in regards to the things that Marlo is saying about her and her business. It actually really is damaging when you think about it. So hold on. Let me bring this up for you guys so you can see what Candy said earlier during the show while it was airing. Candy, I'm going to need you to start showing up for these Speak On It stuff, okay? You know, A1's all, it's good and all, but I prefer Candy talking about the episodes, to be honest with you. I prefer it because when I watch Speak On It, I watch it for Candy's perspective because she's on the show. A1, it's just like, look, it's just like watching someone else recap the show. I don't watch other people's recaps. So I'm not really here unless you were providing some sort of inside information, which he did with having Monyetta there. But other than that, I don't need to see it. All right. So Candy retweeted what this person said. Obey Turbo said this on social media. I don't like how producers of the show are letting Marlo say all these lies and not proving them wrong. It's very irresponsible. At Candy, do you think the producers are using her to try and get you off the show? Because why are they? So Candy responds and says, I don't know about using her to get me off the show, but I do think it's irresponsible for people to just make up blatant lies on huge platforms. It's not okay. It's interesting. It's interesting because I already told you guys, I feel like the big problem and why fans are not watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that's why the ratings consistently are going down this season. And look, we also understand Bravo doesn't just pay attention to the ratings. They pay attention to what the streaming is. They pay attention to social media engagement. And RHOA is always trending when it's on. No matter how you guys are like, I ain't watching, but you're talking about them. You're talking about them. So I agree with Candy here. Some of the things that Marlo is insinuating, Courtney's is jumping in onto. I'm like, It is pretty damaging, especially when they're talking about this nephew and the other person allegedly working at Candy's restaurant. Apparently, that's not true. But we also know that this is a reach for Marlo. She has nothing else. So now she's attacking Candy for a 3-year-old story that she never brought up any time before this. Excuse me, y'all. All right. Backing up a little bit. Back to the scene at hand. All right. So Monyetta ends up calling Kenya on the phone. And Kenya then says she just wants her core group of friends to stay. So I guess Sheree and Monyetta. And Sonya's just like, what? She's like, I came here. I have to go and work, but I'm coming back. And Kenya's like, don't come back. What? Look, I felt for Sonya in that moment because let someone say that to me. And I know some of you are like, I don't want to see Sonya come back. I don't want to see Sonya come back. Nope. I much rather, because you know they're not going to get rid of everybody. I'd much rather see Sonya come back than Marlo. Because Sonya's confessionals have been making me crack up these last couple of episodes. Because even when they were talking about the door slamming in Monyetta's face and everybody was denying it, Sonya was like, oh, I did think she did that. I was just like, oh, Sonya, this is okay. She really is sort of like the Cynthia of the group. They're the same astrological sign too. And remember, Cynthia used to have some really funny confessionals too. But when Kenya says to her, don't come back, and mind you, Sonya's like, I gotta work. I gotta go work and I'm gonna come back so I can support you. So Sonya's just like, she's like, say less. I won't come back. I was really just trying to, you expected so much from me during the Jamaica trip, and all we want to know is what is happening on this trip. Come on. I don't blame Sonya, but like I said, Sonya, this would have been your ample opportunity to cuss Kenya out in your best patois and say, oh, you invite me to your blood and... That would have been perfect because I'd have been like, oh, shoot, come on now. That's when you should have got activated, Sonya. You should have been activated and cussed her out in your best patois. Miss Bug says, that was so rude saying, don't come back. Damn, Kenya. And just when you want to root for Kenya, it's like, no, you're not a great host. You're being rude to people that actually do want to support you. Forget about Marlo. But Sonya's like, I'm going to pack my things and I'm leaving. And she's like, Marlo, you staying? Because I know she told me to go. She definitely wants you to go. She's right. But Marlo's like, nope, I'm filming. Shout out to all of you that are becoming members of the channel. We appreciate you guys. You can become a member at TheKempire.com/join. If you're watching from your computer, you can just click the join button as well. We do this at least once a month for members and Royal Court members and senior royals. We will be doing a separate live show just for you guys behind the members only live. Let me just say thank you because we did have a few super chats. Amina, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Amina says, I'm a loyal London viewer. Hey, I'm sad I missed your UK meetup. I was actually in New York on holiday. Can you believe that? That's so crazy, Amina. I'll be back to London though. Don't worry. Marlo has to go. She's toxic and exhausting and taking the show down. I agree. But they're letting her. The producers are letting her. At this point, I know a lot of people are blaming the cast. No, you got to blame the people that are orchestrating the show. And that is the producers. I told you I was shocked that everybody was returning. Tremaine, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel as well. All right, hold on. Let me just save this. There we go. T, thank you so much for the super chat. T says the universities are Alabama State University and Alabama A&M University for the Magic City Classic. I am a proud alumna of Alabama State University. I'm actually kind of sad that Kenya was not able, because Kenya later in the episode, she's really sick. And she says that she's recovering from the vid. Not that vid, the vid that we just went through, y'all. Come on now, come on. And a lot of people, if you've ever had it, I haven't, thank God, knock on wood. If you've had it, there's that thing called, I forgot what it's called. What's the, where you sort of still have symptoms like weeks later? Poor thing. I really did feel for her because I think she really wanted to do that halftime show. And I really wanted to see it. I hope we get to see it. She later says that this was a big marketing opportunity that she missed out on because she ended up getting sick. But we knew she was sick. That entire car was sick. Everybody was coughing, hacking. Drew has not been showing up this season. She has the flu. I mean, she shows up later in the season, but Drew, where are you this season? Okay. Hold on. Let me just say thank you. Channy, Channy, thank you so much for the super chat. Channy says people can make a premises liability claim and sue. Oh. Look, oh. Okay. Roaming Raymond, thank you so much for the super chat. Roaming Raymond says, what's also missing from the season is lighthearted and silly moments. It's all drama and a lot of it's manufactured. It reminded me of Ultimate Girls Trip 3. I agree. It's because none of these people are really friends. None of these people are really friends. The only people that are probably really friends are Candi and Kenya. I don't even believe Drew's really friends with any of them either. I think that Kenya and Sheree are really building a friendship. But even their friendship doesn't seem fun to watch right now. You know what I mean? But I agree, Roaming Raymond. I agree. I think that's the magic of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I hear what a lot of people are saying. Bring back the OGs. No. Let that go. Bring some people that are not famous. These shows have gotten lazy. It's very much what happened in the music industry. They started relying on people that already had fan bases instead of finding real talent and developing the talent. That's how Atlanta started. Y'all didn't know anybody on this cast in season 1. Not one person on this cast you knew, but you ended up falling in love with them because of their natural personalities. Season 2, Kandi came along. You knew who she was, but you didn't know her on that level either. Julie, thank you so much for being a member of the channel for 9 months. Julie says, didn't watch, but wanted to hit the like button. Thank you, Julie. We appreciate your support. All right. Yeah, I'm tired of people saying, bring back the OGs. Nene, I would love it Nene came back. It would be iconic. It would be epic if Nene came back. I already heard, according to sources, Nene says she ain't coming back. But also, Andy said in his book, the door is closed. She's not coming back. And Bravo is not brave enough to recast this entire cast. What they will probably do is 2 or 3 housewives could be gone. 2 or 3 housewives could be gone. I can already name them. Hold on. Look, Marlo. And I'm sorry, I do love Sheree's confessionals. Look, I do love Sheree's confessionals. And I have to say, when she's not forcing that fake storyline down our necks, then I'm like, okay, all right. Where's my, hold on, let me bring up the picture that one of the funny things that Sheree said yesterday on the episode. Let me just bring up one of the things she said because I was like, you know what, Sheree? This is why you are so necessary for this show. So one of the things she said in regards to Marlo and the behavior that she was exhibiting last night on the episode, she says, is this what Marlo's life coach is teaching her? That B needs to get her money back. Come on. I mean, this is what I do love about Sheree, but Sheree doesn't have a lot going on. Sidebar, did you guys see Ariana from Vanderpump Rules got the Lay's commercial? I said, Sheree, that was supposed to be you, not you dropping another bag. Kandi got the KFC bag. Ariana got the Lay's chip ad bag, and you've got nothing. You don't even have She by Sheree. People are still waiting on items. Oh no, they're not waiting anymore because apparently you sent out a letter letting people know, oh, it's not coming. It's not coming. All right. Where was I? Where was I? Okay. So Sonya's mad. Sonya, she go pack her bag and she's leaving. Kenya's on the phone. Sonya's just like, I don't understand why you're being this way. Blah, 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 blah. Kenya's like, who's this? Sonya's like, now you don't know what my voice is? No, Sonya, if you had cussed her and Patwa, then I would understand her saying, who's this? That's what she was trying to produce you in this moment, Sonya. You were supposed to come out with the Patwa so she can really be like, who's this? Kenya is so shady. Kenya is so shady. And Marlo is terrible because Marlo sent, what's her name, this text. Where's the text message that Marlo sent? Hold on. She texts Kenya. You are a rude, selfish mother father. Seek help. Rude B word. XOXO. She says I should post this on social media. So Sonya's just like, I'm not coming back. I'm leaving. Whatever. Sonya, you missed an opportunity because that was your opportunity to cuss her out. Cuss her out. Because I would have cussed her out. I didn't like how Kenya spoke to Sonya either. So Sheree finds out in this phone call with Kenya that she's performing at the halftime show. And they're all like, oh, why didn't she tell us? And blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Drew has the flu. Drew is still not. Drew, was that the only scene? No, we got 2 scenes with Drew. No, 3 scenes with Drew. She showed up at the end of the episode. She has the flu. She says it's probably because she's been so busy singing and dancing. Drew. Oh, good point. Miss AT Alien Stan says she had brain. There was a whole lot of new people on the trip. I mean, look, I don't know if Kenya was being shady in that moment because I know people think because we hear her clearly that she probably hears them clearly. It might not be that. Remember, all these people are talking. So who knows? She's probably like, who's this? But Kenya could also be very shady. Just saying. Anyways. All right. So Kandi, as you know, part of her storyline this season is the struggles that she's having with making time to help Todd with his project. So Todd is working on a movie. So Todd is doing a lot of stuff. He's got the restaurants, he's got the movie, but remember, Todd comes from the world of production and stuff like that and budgets and all of that. All right, so he's working on this movie, The Pass, basically where, you know, this couple, you're able to get the pass to go sleep with somebody else. All right, I'm here for it. Some of you guys like stuff like that. But she's carved out this time to meet with him, but she's too busy on her phone. That is so disrespectful, Kandi. I was going to say originally that she should go put her phone down somewhere else, but then I was like, no, she has kids. So no, keep the phone nearby. But unless you're texting about the children, Kandi, come on. Come on. I understand, Kandi, you're booked and busy, but if you've allotted this time to your husband, which wasn't a lot of time. I mean, look, I know we saw it in like 2 minutes, but I have a feeling it wasn't a lot of time. And she's like, oh, she's getting a phone call. The car is going to be waiting for me. I got to go to the airport. Sherry says he's hinting. I don't think... Remember, they've been very open about their trysts as a couple. So I don't think they have a problem in the bedroom when it comes to like, yeah, you can get a pass to go sleep with that one. And there have been all kinds of rumors of Todd sleeping with other people and stuff like that. What was his name here in New York? Y'all remind me. What was his name? That little nickname that didn't Portia come up with that nickname? Anyways. So apparently this is the movie he wants to work on. This is their meeting to work on it. He even insinuates that she needs to audition if she wants to be in it. She's like, I'm not auditioning. She's like, I was just offered 2 roles without auditioning. Kandi's in her acting bag right now. Kandi was just here in New York for the Tonys. I guess they had the Tony nominees brunch and things like that. Kandi's busy. But Kandi, I have to agree with Todd. You got to pay attention. If you're going to make time for him to be a part of this project and to have Marvin, thank you so much. Thank you, Alex. Marvin, if he's made this time and you've made this time to meet with him, focus, pay attention, put the phone down. I told you guys when we were reviewing Real Housewives of New Jersey, I was just like, I wouldn't even know where my phone is on my wedding day. When I'm with someone, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put my phone down unless I really need to respond to something. You got to prioritize people, especially when you're married. Your phone should be taking priority. And she didn't even say what she was texting about. It seemed like it was very casual what she was texting about. All right. So we had that scene, but they also talk about Mama Joyce. Oh, Mama Joyce. I was not ready for the Mama Joyce scene that comes up later. So they talk about Mama Joyce and what she said at BravoCon. So this is the first time we're hearing Todd actually talk about his reaction to what she said at BravoCon. And he says his concern really is the kids. You know, his daughter is already over hearing Mama Joyce talk bad about her dad. But also Ace and Blaze, they're going to end up seeing this. This is all, you know, she does this all over social media. But if you have a Scorpio mama, I wish you luck. She will never change. And if she don't like your partner, she will forever not like your partner. I always have to remind myself, no, that Mama Joyce is a Scorpio. She's never going to change. And if she don't like your partner, she's never going to like your partner. And she is proving that correct. Look, you know, we talk astrological signs here. Let that sink in. Because I know a lot of you are like, oh, I'm over Mama Joyce and the storyline about. No, some people are living this currently where their mother-in-law still does not like them. They don't care. They got 300 grandbabies with this new partner. And they don't care how long you've been married. She don't care. So I know some of you are like, I'm tired of this Mama Joyce storyline. Well, here's the difference. We see an evolution with Candi in this scene. Because remember, Candi was like sticking by her mama. But now she's spent years with Todd. Todd has proven a lot, I'm sure. They have 2 children together. Candi's like, you got to stop talking about my man. And I know Mama Joyce was not ready for that. She was not ready for that. We'll get back to that scene because that scene I would have I skipped ahead, but we'll get back to that scene because I have more to say in regards to that. Guys, keep liking the video. We have over almost 2,000 people watching our recap on YouTube alone. We appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook, TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch and Twitter. And thank you to everyone watching on TikTok. We appreciate you guys as well. All right. Yep. See, Foxy says it too. Foxy says she will never accept him. She won't. Mrs. ATL says, Lord, Scorpios can change a little. No. And Mama Joyce is a perfect example. Jamaki says, Candi's still not expressing how serious this is. We're going to talk about it. But let me just focus. Let me stay in my timeline. Marlo calls her. She has a meeting with her life coach. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. Marlo's not going to change. The life coach meeting is just for the show. She probably is not even talking to this woman if the campers are not rolling. Just saying. All right. So Kenya calls 911. Why didn't the producer just call 911? Why they had to force a scene with Kenya, who's obviously very sick, call 911 because she's not feeling well. She says that she's recovering from the bid. All right. We have that scene with Marlo reading the Bible. I don't know if it's the producers or Marlo. Why y'all try to make it seem like Marlo's reading the Bible? Anyways. So Sheree is right next door to Kenya's room and she sees the commotion going on over there and she finds out that Kenya's not feeling well. Kenya is going to the hospital. All right. So she tells the group what happened to Kenya. Monyetta breaks down because we just find out, and shout out to Monyetta, that she lost her mom in July. So immediately her talking about it, you know, makes her get really emotional. Everyone tries to surround her, including Marlo. All right. So Marlo says,
how about we pray? Here's the thing.
Marlo loves to bring God into things. And I'm just sort of like, let me step to the side. Let me step to the side while she prays. So Marlo wants to pray for Kenya. Well, first of all, they FaceTime Kenya. And that's when Monyetta's triggered because, you know, her mom was sick and then passed away. And then Marlo says, you know, let's lead the group in prayer for Kenya. Even when they're on FaceTime with Kenya, Kenya's just sort of looking at Marlo like, really, girl? Really? But this leads to a conversation between Marlo and Monyetta, and Marlo's ready to put peace, you know, she's ready to put it behind her. She doesn't want to fight with Monyetta anymore. And Monyetta's like this. She's real hesitant. She was like, okay, well, are you really going to change? Are you really going to change? No, she's not going to change. She's going to be who she's always been. If she could do what she's doing to Kandi right now, what she did to her last season, what she's doing right now, everyone could get it, including her own family. Okay. So they also talk about Marlo slamming the door on Monyetta, and this is where Sheree talks about her scientific proof on how the door was too heavy for her to slam it, and Marlo was pretending like she's like, did I do that? I don't remember doing that. Maybe it was the liquor. Okay, Marlo. Anyways, Marlo then says later on, after they pray for Kenya. They pray for Kenya. They all get ready to leave because now Kenya's not going to do her halftime show. She later meets up with the group in the lobby. Sidebar, I loved Monyetta's Louis Vuitton matching situation, their luggage. Classic. Anyways, that was a sidebar. So Marlo then reveals to the group she was going to try and send like a gift to Kenya, but Kenya had already checked out of the hospital. She checked out of the hospital already. So I guess Kenya was just like, I'm going home. I'm guessing they didn't find anything in the testing that they ran for her. And she's like, I'm going to go home. Because remember, also her daughter is with the babysitter. So she just goes home. And Marlo's like, she got out of she's like, I told her to get well soon, not get well immediately. You know what? That made me chuckle. Look, she said Kenya got out of that hospital quicker than Sonya's one of Sonya's races. I was like, all right. Sheree said she got kicked out. You know what? Gustav says Kenya chickened out, faked illness. How many people think that? Do you think that Kenya? No, but Kenya was hacking on the trip. I don't believe that. Maybe it could have been a combination of both. Nervousness to do this performance with all the ladies being there, and then also being sick. All of that can happen at the same time. Could be. I don't know. But she later tells Sheree that she's really disappointed because she had really planned a huge sort of like rollout of Kenya Moore hair care at this event. It was going to be like this major promotion. And then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, that kind of like all the things that she had planned for it. I was like, oh, damn. Kenya? Damn. Backtracking just a little bit. So when the ladies meet up in the lobby, they're like, can we just have peace? Can we just continue this peace? Then Courtney brings up her cousin. Y'all need to stop with this whole cousin thing. Y'all not really cousins. Y'all not even play cousins. You remember how you used to say play cousins, but y'all have real history behind it? Courtney just met these people. She's like, how about my cousin? Sheree's like, what about your cousin? So Sheree has some beef with Drew about what Drew said on a podcast. Because Drew said, after the reunion, Sheree collected all of the She by Sheree. Only to come to find out later, she really didn't. Everyone was able to keep things. But apparently Drew wanted the She by Sheree Shein duffel bag. And I tweeted Drew, tell Drew, please, you can get that at Shein, girl. You can get that duffel bag at Shein. If you really want the She by Sheree logo, you could probably get the logo too from Shein. All right. All right. Let me see. Let me say thank you. Obi, thank you so much for the super chat. Obi says, production is contributing to the low ratings. Outing the main cast from episodes is whack. Kandi at the Power 100, Drew with her family crisis. R. Mendez, thank you so much for the super chat. R. Mendez says, this season of RHOA is giving chasing reality tease with storylines and production. Let's see. All right. Moving on. We do have this. Well, Courtney asked Sheree, what does she think about making amends with the cousin? Sheree explains what her beef is with Drew right now, because she thought that they were good, and then she made that comment during the podcast. So Sonia and Courtney discussed what happened during the trip. Sonia says she thinks that Kenya doesn't doesn't like her because of how close she is to Marlo. I think that's valid. I think I probably would be a little hesitant being friendly with Sonia because of how close she is with Marlo. And based on what we've seen with Sonia, she plays in our faces. She's laughing and kikiing with Marlo and Sheree, but then wants to try and act like you're a friend to us. It don't work like that. I wouldn't trust you either. But I do think that Kenya could have been a little bit more gracious because you did come to support her for her event. Just saying. So Kenya and Sheree meet up. Kenya said they weren't able to find anything. Apparently she has the flu. She's still not feeling well. For me, the best part of the scene was Brooklyn running in. Brooklyn running in from karate class. Brooklyn, the editing of showing Brooklyn, little preschool karate kid over there. Cute. I love how she hugged Sheree. I like the friendship that Sheree and Kenya have. I think they've come a long way. Because you remember, the shade was shading. All right? So Sheree's storyline, I guess, besides She by Sheree failing and the Martell-less situation, is that she has fibroids. Are the producers, because remember the producers from RHOP are also the producers of this show as well. Are they trying to piggyback off of what they didn't get with Giselle? They're trying to do it with Sheree? Because Sheree is saying that, and look, I don't know anything about fibroids on that level. Those of you that have had fibroids, have you tried to go the holistic route? And has that worked for you? Because now Sheree is saying she doesn't want to do the surgery because she's trying to have sexy time with who? It ain't Martell. With who, Sheree? With who? Just asking. Just asking. All right. So they talk about that. Kenya also talks about what was supposed to happen during the halftime show. She really feels like she missed a big marketing opportunity. All right. Like I said, for me, that scene was more about little Brooklyn running in, being cute as all get out. And then when she's leaving, she's like, love you, mommy. Adorable. Adorable. For me, that was the best part of the scene. I don't care about Sheree faking. She's like, girl, I found out a little something. I'm pregnant. I'm expecting, I think she said. And Kenya really was sitting there believing it? Kenya, if you don't get out of here, I expected them to go to the confessional. And who knows? She probably did do a confessional and they just edited it out. I did not expect Kenya to really believe that Sheree was expecting or with child. From whom? M. Slade says, yes, I have, and you can find holistic things that work, but it is up to you. Well, that's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. But do we really believe? See, that's the thing, Sheree. You lose so much credibility that everyone thinks that everything that you do is for a storyline. Miss Beverly says they're repurposing Cynthia's storyline. Remember earlier seasons, Cynthia? Oh, and Cynthia really did. That was a real storyline that Cynthia had to have surgery for her fibroids. And remember, people thought that she was pregnant because of the fibroid issue. Like, that was a real issue for Cynthia Bailey. And that's a real issue for Black women and women of color. So I appreciate the story, but it doesn't land for me when it comes to Sheree because we just never know what's true. How about she's pregnant? Get out of here, Sheree. All right, we have to talk about Mama Joyce. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Don't forget, we will be live again later to recap Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I have to rewatch it. I did watch it last night. And I'm so glad I didn't go watch it on live with you guys. They keep showing those two having nookie. They showed it like 3 times this past episode. Oh, Lord. Anyways, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that at about 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Eastern today. So be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. But specifically, turn on the notify me for the live party, the live recap there. Which reminds me, hold on, y'all. Let me just do this while we're live. And be sure to like the video, guys. We will be taking callers. We already have 600 likes. But can we get to 1,000? Can we get to 1,000 members? You will get first opportunity to call in and share your thoughts. Excuse me. Of the episode, okay? Hold on, let me just do this, save that. All right, let me go back. back to this. And shout out to all of you for being here. We appreciate you. And shout out to our replay crew as well. Replay crew, don't forget to let us know where you're watching from, how you'd rate this episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta from 1 to 10, and your thoughts on the episode as well. All right. And so far, oh, damn, Atlanta. So based on over 1,100 votes on our YouTube poll, you guys rated this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. 54% of you rated this episode between 4 and 6. So it's not bad, but it's not great. Live chat, those of you who are watching on TikTok, what would be your specific number of this episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta? How would you rate it from 1 to 10? Wow, I didn't expect that. Damn. Guys, shout out to our King's Guards, aka our moderators. We could not do this without them. So shout out to them in the live chat as well. We appreciate them being here. Scherster says, I've had the surgery once. I started eating better because I am praying that it doesn't return to that capacity. Yeah, it's so funny how eating better changes everything about what's happening within and outside your body, your skin, all of that. We got to do better, y'all. Look, I have a meeting with my nutritionist this week or next week. I don't remember. I'm trying myself. All right, and drinking plenty of water. I need to finish this before the end of the live. That's only 16 ounces, right? Yeah. All right, back to this. So let's talk about Mama Joyce. I did not expect, remember I said I wanted to see Mama Joyce come back this season? I know a lot of people do not like Mama Joyce for whatever reason, but I enjoy when she comes through every once in a while, okay? So we have this scene with Mama Joyce and Kandi because, as you know, at BravoCon, I met Mama Joyce at BravoCon. Damn it, I don't have the photo with me. I met Mama Joyce at BravoCon. She was very lovely. I met her sisters too. I met the entire OLG at BravoCon. Lovely. Mama Joyce was very lovely. She was very quiet, but she was very lovely. But apparently she was turning up on these panels, dogging out Todd. And look, I told you guys this before. I feel as if it's never going to change how she feels about Todd. But what she can do is not talk about him on public platforms like that. She could easily said something nice, but she continues. She will never see it for Todd. But what I have to give Kandi credit for, because originally Kandi would never go up against her mom. She's like, that's my mama. So you remember Kandi with the shaky voice. That's my mama. Ain't nobody gonna tell me this. No, but Kandi did not speak to her mom after the whole BravoCon situation. So I feel like their relationship has evolved because the circumstances that Kandi is living now are very different than when she first got with Todd. She's now been with Todd for over 10 years. They've been married, 9 years? And now they have 2 babies together. They are partners in life and in business. So I feel like she's really, Kandi finally in her life has a partner. And that is probably another reason why Mama Joyce does not see it for Todd. Mama Joyce had all kinds. She's like, she said, Todd needs to lighten up. Mama Joyce says Todd needs to lighten up. Come on now, Mama Joyce. Then Mama Joyce says, she's like, well, I want Ace when he's 6 years old to take out the trash. And she's like, every time I come over here, Todd's sleeping. And then she was like, you know what, Todd used to be humble. Now he's like George Jefferson. And that's the thing. Poor Kandi is like, she can't help but laugh at her mom, even though this is not a laughing matter. She cannot help herself because like me and you, we're like, this woman is ridiculous. JX or Justin said on my TikTok, he says, that's actually hilarious. She's like, he used to be humble. You didn't like him then though, Mama Joyce? He used to be humble. But now he's like George Jefferson. Moving on up. And I know people like, not the Mama Joyce storyline again, but this is real life. And I told you, Mama Joyce is never going to see it for Todd. With therapy or not, she does agree to go to therapy with Kandi. And I definitely think therapy could help, but Mama Joy's got to do better. She's got to do better. But it was hilarious to me, this conversation. But Candi has put her foot down. Candi has finally put her foot down. I also find that Candi still finds it difficult to stand up to her mom. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her. She still finds it difficult. She's, rode for her mom all these years, but she's finally putting her foot down. And she's like, what about these kids? Here's the thing about the whole taking out the trash thing. Todd and Mama Joyce are probably a lot more alike than they would ever admit. Don't you think? Because remember how Todd was talking about how he wanted to raise his daughter and how he would want to raise his kids? He kind of wants them to like, no, you need to be doing this, this, and this. You need to earn it. You're not going to just be getting things just because we have it. So Mama Joyce is insinuating the same thing. She's like, Todd needs to be taking out the garbage. But here's the thing, Mama Joyce. They are millionaires. They are multimillionaires. You think multimillionaires' children and multimillionaires' spouses are taking out their own garbage? What did Mariah say? She's like, I don't remember the last time I looked in a drawer. Oh, come on. And we've talked about this. Candi said this before. I forgot it was like an interview or a speak on it. She was just like, we have to get out of that mentality that kids have to struggle. No, we struggle so that they don't have to. They don't need to learn how to take out a garbage. They need to learn how to work so that they can have help to take out that garbage. I look forward to the days where I don't have to take out garbage and do garbage collection. Last night I was like, damn, I got to do garbage collection. So I was triggered when she said, he don't even take out the garbage. He don't even take out the garbage, y'all. He's always asleep when I come here. And Candi said the only reason why he's asleep is because he doesn't want to interact with you. So their relationship has been rocky. And it has not really changed over the years. But I don't blame it because she's still dragging him. If she had social media, Mama Joyce would be a mess. Mama Joyce would be a mess. And look, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Mama Joyce. And Mama Joyce is the fifth member. No, you think, what's the name? Oh, wait.
I am the fifth member. How about that?
No. No, she's not the fifth member. Mama Joyce is the fifth member of Escape. Sidebar. So Escape performed this weekend. And they're singing, I forgot what song they were singing. And they have these new hats for their performance that has like these long jeweled things coming all the way down. I said, no, y'all didn't. Y'all so tacky. It was hilarious to me. They sound great though. But those costumes, we need a season 2. And apparently Latasha's still not touring with them. Patrice says, not the fake sleep. Y'all know y'all have done it too. Y'all know y'all have done it too. If there's somebody you want to avoid, I'm in the room. Mind you, in the room like this. I don't blame them. Shout out to the Scorpio moms. Mama says, Mama Joyce needs to grow up. She is the fifth member. Shout out to all the members of the channel. We appreciate you guys being members of the channel. Yeah, Obi says those outfits were a no. But they sound great. That's the one thing. Even without Latasha, they still sound great. Y'all know everybody can get in here. Pew, 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 pew. All right. So we had that scene with Mama Joyce. They're going to go to therapy. Let's see if it works. This final scene, Kenya brings Sheree and Drew together I need to go do that. I want to try that. Anyone got a good recommendation where I can get the little vitamin drip thing? I want to get that here in New York City. I know there's plenty of places, but I want to get some recommendations. Oh, is there a black owned one? That'd be even better. I want to go because I hear that those are good. I'm going to get me a little vitamin drip. So she takes some for that and they need it because this cast has been a mess with the sickness this season. All right. So this is where Sheree and Drew confront each other in regards to what Drew said on a podcast, because Sheree I thought we were in a good place. When you called me, you were uplifting me. You like, thank you for creating this platform for all of us, blah, blah, blah. And Drew said what she said, only for us to find out later that Drew basically lied. Come on, Drew, you're always lying.
Lies.
Drew has a tendency to lie, y'all. So she was like, okay, yeah, we ended up taking the merch, but I wanted that bag. I wanted that bag you had. And I told you, Drew, you can get that bag. Just go to Shein, Shein.com. You can get the bag just without the Sheree logo. And Sheree was like, that bag wasn't even supposed to come out. That was part of my personal collection. Sheree. So there have been, allegedly, I'm going to say, even though I've heard this from sources and I've seen the letters that have gone out, the emails that have gone out from She by Sheree about people not getting their items. So a small handful of people have gotten their items, allegedly, and then a larger pool of people have not gotten their items and only got a letter from Sheree's team, Sheree at the computer, that, yeah, it's not coming. Oh, Sheree. I would much rather see Sheree this season really trying to fine tune all what's happening when it comes to her business than this fake storyline with Martell. Like really dig into, but I don't think she's passionate about it. I think she was passionate about it and then she had no storyline because Prison Bay storyline fell through. She was like, all right, I'm going to relaunch She by Sheree and we're going to have a fashion show. And it probably was by a producer's help. Your storyline's falling apart. I think you should do She by Sheree. Everybody's been waiting on that. So Drew also mentioned what happened between her and Marlo, you know, about what we called out last week, where she said that, Marlo was like, I was sitting down the entire time we were having our conversation and the producer showed that she was just sitting down. And we were like, wait, keep playing the video because she does pop up and get really angry. And Marlo was really angry because Drew, and at the point when she was describing what happened at Candy's restaurant, Blaze, not OLG, she was like, I said incident because, I'm from Chicago. We don't say the S word. I can't say it here on YouTube either. So, so I don't see anything wrong with what Drew was doing or how she said it. What you could tell was Marlo was more frustrated that the characterization, the storyline that she's reaching for was falling apart. If you wanted to bring up what was happening at Candy's restaurant, Marlo, then you should have brought it up and not wait for someone else. And she's alluding that everyone is scared of Candy. Who's scared of Candy? I don't think anyone on this cast is scared of Candy. And I don't think that Candy conducts herself in a way that people are fearful. You know what I mean? No one's scared of Candy. And if Candy was wrong, people would call it out, including her friend Kenya. All right. Hold on, y'all. Let me take a sip. All right. So if you're a member of the channel, I am going to drop the call and link on the community tab. All right. Let me just. There we go. Let me drop it on the community tab and keep voting in the poll, guys, as well. Senior Royals, I'm going to drop the call and link for you first. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Danielle says that Candy is the queen of Atlanta. Do they really consider her the queen of Atlanta? Well, on Real Housewives of Atlanta, maybe. I don't know, but maybe in Atlanta too? I mean, I really can't think of anyone else who, well, no, maybe Monica. Look, Gunica. Gunica. All right. Let me drop this for Senior Royals first. Senior Royals, let me drop this here. And thank you, Foxy, for reminding people about our policy for callers. All right. And once we get to, guys, let's get to 800 likes and I'll drop the call and link for the general audience. But we have over 2,000 people watching on YouTube alone. So let's get those likes up. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Royal Court members, I'm going to drop the call and link for you next. All right. And Senior Royals, I'll be dropping the call and link for you in just a second. Here's how I would rate the Real Housewives of Atlanta's latest episode. I probably would rate this episode specifically probably somewhere between 5 and 6. Between 5 and 6. It wasn't a terrible episode, especially because I did giggle during certain moments, but it wasn't a great episode. So you also know we reported to you that about the very, very low ratings, the season low. Oh, again, this is only episode 5. The season low. And Radar Online came out with a story that the cast are very concerned about their position on the show. I don't believe that. I don't believe that I think they're generally concerned about returning every season. But I don't think that this low rating from this past week, especially it was Memorial Day weekend, has them shaking in their boots. I don't think that, honestly. However, I definitely think that there needs to be a cast shakeup. There definitely has to be. I thought they were going to do a cast shakeup this season, but you remember, I told you, LoveBeScott.com reported last season that they had a terrible time trying to cast for the season. So they've been trying to find, I guess Atlanta might not be the hot spot it is because everybody's on Love and Hip Hop or this show or that show. They've tested quite a few people. They've talked to so many people over the years that just don't make the cut for whatever reason. I mean, I still want to see more of Kenya's friend Akila. I'm not 100% that I want to see her be full-time, but I want to see more of her so I can get a feel of her. Some people are saying now they want to see Monyetta be full-time. I don't want to see that yet, Monyetta. Even as a friend of, I'm on the fence. Your shade is not landing for me. It feels like you're trying, okay? So I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%. And that's the difference. And thank God we have someone like Monyetta. The difference between Monyetta when she is trying to get activated versus what you see when Candi gets activated. When Candi gets activated, we have some classic moments from Candi from over the years. When you push Candi, you're going to get something. And Candi has given us stuff over the years. I'm just not getting that same energy from Monyetta. That so far. Wait until we see the rest of the season. But it could also be editing. What are we not seeing from Monyetta that the producers are leaving out and giving us in regards to Marlo? Again, because Monyetta is a friend of the show, they're not going to highlight her that much, especially when Marlo is a housewife for whatever reason. Ms. Beverly says that Monyetta is not built for reality TV. Bella says Monyetta was on Atlanta X's, right? Yep, she was. She was. What was it called? What was it called? Hollywood X's? Yeah. All right. Let me just say thank you. We had a few super chats, and then we're going to take some callers. Team Kempire members, I'm going to drop the call and link for you next. Hold on. Let me turn off my notifications. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn off my notifications. Okay. All right. Team Kempire members, I dropped the calling for you. General audience, I'm going to drop the calling for you once we get through some of our members' calls first. All right. Sarah, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel as always and one of our King's Guards. She says, big news, Anna Shea from Bling Empire. Oh, my God. Damn. May she rest in peace. Dead from what? Oh, my God. Thank you for the update. We'll talk about that during Tuesday Takeover tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Can you ease into the news? My gosh. Thank you. Oh, Stanielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Stanielle says, Mama Joyce is bitter. Come on. She needs to get her a man. They do talk about that. She don't have a man right now. Maybe it's the cobwebs. You know what? Well, I mean, that's true. If she had her own life and her own man, she would be less concerned. Brittany Speaks, thank you so much for being a member for almost 2 years. She says, dang it, I'm super late. I didn't even watch this episode because I'm sick of Marlo, but I'm always here to support you, Kempire. Thank you, Brittany. We appreciate you. I know, some of you were like, and that's why I didn't do my watch party last night. I was just like, well, I'll see you when I see you. Look, if someone said Kempire's outside. All right. Moria? I apologize for mispronouncing. Moria says, I understand about taking out the trash. I fell in the garbage this morning taking out that dang trash. Come on. I don't mean to laugh, but damn, really? But I get it. Look, Mama Joyce is old school. She believes that's giving him character. Ace is getting character. No. Okay. I used to take out the trash as a kid too. Anyways. But my mom wasn't Candy Burris. Okay. Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. Queen says, I think Todd is Nigerian. Very typical. We all do the fake sleep when the annoying uncle or auntie is in the house to see our parents. It must be a black thing. Maybe it originates from Africa. Thanks, Queen. Oh, wow. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Lord. Hold on. Wait, there was something that I saw that hold on. Where is it? Okay, I missed it. Look, I missed it. It's all right. I'll get back to it. Let me get to the callers, guys, because I have to go watch this latest episode of Summer House Martha's Vineyard before our recap at 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Eastern. All right? Exactly. Data says taking out the trash is so overrated. Agreed. All right, let's get to some callers. Callers, you will have 2 minutes to share your thoughts on the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you're part of the replay crew, share your thoughts in the comment section. We want to know what you thought of the episode and how you would rate the episode as well. And be sure to let us know where you're watching from and what the temperature is. The temperature is almost 80 here in New York City. 74 right now. All right, we're going to bring up Alex first. What's going on, Alex?
Hey, Kempire. All right. So I actually was thinking about this. I was rewatching Married to Medicine.
Mhm.
So Monyetta has been around for a while because in season 7 she was with Dr. Jackie on Married to
Oh,
Medicine. She was hosting an event with Dr. Jackie.
okay.
So she has been around a while. I do feel like maybe someone put a bug in her ear. I don't know how you say it. I'm getting my Teresa on. I have no idea what the phrase is. Maybe Candy, maybe someone that she really needs to step it up.
Mm.
And she did step it up, but it's giving forced. It's giving lame. It's giving that she's doing a little too much. Like way too much, actually. Way, way too much. And when she wasn't trying to accept the apology from Marlo, it kind of read to me like she was trying to keep the beef going, to
Mm.
keep that storyline to play out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So that she would hopefully be added to the next season. So I don't really like Monyetta, honestly. Now with Atlanta, I love Atlanta so much, but I feel like Atlanta needs to be completely recasted. Not completely like Roni recasted, but listen, like I didn't watch Carlos King's show, but one of his guests said this in a clip I saw. If you are not willing to share your complete story, every single bit of your story, you do not need to be on reality TV.
Mm.
So I feel like Kenya needs to go. Kenya, you're not giving me much this season unless you're going to give me some later. You're not giving me much. Candy, you're not giving me much other than that you're a boss, which you obviously are. Marlo, you need to go with the fakeness. Sheree, you need to go with the fakeness. Drew probably needs to go because she gets on my nerves because she likes to pull an Eva and pretend she doesn't know her shade and lie. I think Sanya is the only one that I think could stay, maybe to link old Atlanta to new Atlanta.
Oh.
I don't know. I like Sanya now. I don't know why. Sanya should have cursed Kenya out because Kenya, I would have done the same.
I have to say, I did like Sonia Richards Ross's her confessionals these last couple of episodes. She's had these little moments that have made me laugh.
You're not going to drag me to Alabama from Georgia and tell me to go home.
Yeah.
You know what we say? My mama always says this. I'm sorry I've taken up a little less time. She always says, the wind blows the direction of Alabama because Alabama sucks. So you're not taking me to Alabama.
Come on, don't drag Alabama. Bye, Alex. The opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself or the Kempire LLC. Just saying, guys. Keep liking the video. We will drop the call and link for the general audience in just a second. We're taking calls from our members first. We're going to bring up Obi next. What's going on, Obi?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
So you really liked Sanya's rehearsed reads during her confessional? Because that's what it was giving me. Anyway, moving on. Candy, I feel she's not doing enough with Mama Joyce. Because in her shoes, she would have to choose. Do you want a relationship with me or are you going to keep disrespecting my husband? Like, you have to choose one. So this is actually one of the episodes that you wish Sharon Tucker was around. You know Sharon? Tucker's mom?
Mhm.
Yeah. She probably would have given Mama Joyce the business. Honestly, I didn't mind Courtney until all the brown nosing of Marlo. I feel like she's really overdoing it and it's actually putting a very bad taste in my mouth. So at this point, Courtney can go. Monyetta, she's pretty, she's well spoken, she has the fashions down, she was Neo's baby mama, but what else? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Kenya's hospital stint, I feel like it was a stint because if she really had a fever, except because of the fever was known, I don't think they would have let her out that early. And the other symptoms she was describing was kind of sounding more like a panic attack to me. And if it was a panic attack, I'm guessing it had to do with her performance. So be that as you may. That's it. Bye.
And Obi's a doctor, so he would know. Ooh. All right. We're going to bring up Judgy Justice next. Hold on. Judgy Justice, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Nice to see your face and glad to be here. So, honestly, I had to watch this episode 3 times because I was just so not into it. It was just like I'd be watching it, sitting here watching it, and the next thing you know, I'd just be entirely like zoning out, wanting to watch TikTok, getting interested in maybe like another Netflix thing because it was just not grasping my attention. I really am disappointed in Marlo's coach because honestly, like if I was a coach and this was going to be my first time on national television, I would want it to be something that's going to be fitting my brand. Telling me like her coach laughing at her behavior and her comments is actually encouraging it. And it speaks to something that like she shouldn't be speaking to a coach. She should be speaking to a licensed psychiatrist with an accompaniment therapist to help her move through that trauma because this person's laughing at it like it's a joke. But if she would have broke that door or damaged that door, that hotel would be suing her for those damages. And if she would have acted up with them, cussing and fussing, they would have locked her up. And then there goes that because she wanted to be violent. There was no need for that. There was no need for all the girls to go up there and all that. You call her if she wants to. That's what you do. You call somebody, they don't answer. You send one of her good friends to go up there, see her, not a whole gang. You saying summer's over or winter's over or something. It's just a weird thing. I just didn't understand. So, and then also Sheree's whole thing with that bag and stuff, it was really not giving what it's supposed to give. And it's starting to feel like Sheree's a scammer. Like, I know, like, she's been skating that line, but it's starting to feel like she's a scammer.
Okay.
And I mean that wholeheartedly. Oh, also, one more thing I had to say real quickly about Drew is that I can't believe Drew is over here lying about a bag while trying to get a bag at RHOA. I thought it was really, really funny. Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, we're almost at 900 likes. Let's get to 900 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes. We have over 2,000 people here for a Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. I'm gonna bring up Miss Beverly next. Hold on, what's going on, Miss Beverly?
Hey, I'm back.
Yes, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm good. Hi, how are you? But anyway, all the women on the show except for Candi and Monyetta have been caught in lies, and the producers called them out. But Monyetta calling Ray now made me chuckle. Fibroids shrink with menopause because of the lack of the estrogen. So as Sheree get older, it may not be the holistic medicine. It may just be the natural shrinkage anyway. I forget about Sanya. Courtney is a pick-me, and I'm not saying Mama Joyce is right about how she does Todd, but I understand. I don't like my daughter's husband. However, I don't badmouth him. I just don't say nothing at all.
What side are you, Miss Beverly?
A Gemini.
Oh, explains.
Yes, exactly. Like Mario Blackman said in the chat, if we got beef, I'm gonna get you back. And when I'll say like Cardi B, when I have beef with someone, I have it forever.
Beverly, you're a mess. All right, anything else?
No, that's it.
Thank you for calling in. Go call your daughter-in-law.
No, my son-in-law.
Oh, go call your son-in-law.
I will not.
Bye, Miss Beverly. Oh, mess. Don't they know people watch this show? For all we know, Miss Beverly's son-in-law is watching. This ain't BravoCon, but I mean, based off the ratings of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, is doing better. All right. Anyways, we're gonna bring up Danielle next. Hold on. What's going on, Danielle?
I am so surprised at my Miss Beverly, but I'm cracking up laughing at the same time. She is a mess. Miss Beverly, you know better. That's my girl there. I love her. She know better though. Give that boy a break. Okay, so Alex kind of touched on what I was calling to say, where I know you don't watch it. I watched for you. I did watch the full Carlos King with the young lady, Jasmine, I think her name is, and she brought up a very good point. We need people, and it's normally the younger generation who are going to be open about what they have going on and let us in. The older you get, the more you decide to be a little more discreet about sharing your business. And I've said this last night with one of our friends. Um, make it make sense. We need contracts that say you'll get paid on the back end based on how much you give us during the season. I don't know what their contracts currently say now, but it feels like they just film to be part of the episode, like they get paid just to be there. No, we need you. We need you to. We'll give you this $10,000 now, and depending on how much you share with us during the season, we'll determine what you get on the back end. I think that would help. I don't know if it's legal to do, but we need we need something else. We need the younger generation who's going to be open, and we don't need celebrities. We need the real original people, how these shows started, who were nobodies, and once they got famous, then once they get famous, we need to let them go, because then once you get famous, you don't want to share anymore. And I get it, you get in the comments, you get to reading stuff, you share too much, people get to talk, and then it's all in your head. You can go by. And y'all talking about Mama Joyce ain't got a man. When she lose her man? Because remember,
Right?
Candy was putting on a show one time, and the stepdad or baby boyfriend, something. Mama Joyce had a man on her arm.
So apparently
Where
that
did he
fell apart.
go? Well, Mama Joyce, you got to get yourself together, because you like on what, your 10th round of men now? Like, it's you. She's the problem. She's the common denominator. So it's her. And now we see why.
It's
Bye-bye.
me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Woo! On fire. All right. Live chat, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we're going to drop the call and link for the general audience to call in. You'll have a minute to share your thoughts on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Joe, I'm going to bring you up. Shout out to our members that are backstage. We appreciate you guys. What's going on, Joe?
Hey,
Hey.
not much. I'm just thinking about like this whole conversation about wanting to recast the whole thing, or canceling certain folks. I'm like thinking about all of the other franchises, and like how this how the Real Housewives franchise started. Like, have we as a public viewing group just got more demanding? Like, it feels like we like, because before we just used to watch a thing as it was presented to us. Now we demand a lot of things, and if we don't like it, it's like, oh, we cancel all of this. And then maybe like a season or two later, it's like, oh wait, never mind, I take it back, we want Portia back, or we want Eva back. It's like, from a production standpoint, it's like it could get really confusing. It's like, well, what do you guys really want? And it could also get confusing to the talent, because I'm like, well, I want to give you all of it, but then you guys end up like just bombarding, and just criticizing every single thing I say on social media. So like now, like, they're also trying to navigate the balance on like what is it they actually want to share without getting too depressed with what everybody else is going to say.
Sure.
So like I could also imagine like how hard it could be for production and the talent, but then I'm just like thinking, as a viewing public, like, we're so spoiled with what's being presented to us without us necessarily thinking about like how hard it could be for them. But then we're also pretty, like, we just want what we want, so we voice them out. But I could also see how that could be difficult from from the other stakeholders' point of view. I just wanted to point that out.
No, that's a good point. And I'm glad you brought it up, Joe. Anything else?
Yeah. I think the life coach that Marlo had doesn't work. Maybe Marlo should talk to Portia's life coach, because obviously that worked for her. Not.
I'm sorry.
and there's a lot of shade around Marlo reading her Bible. I'm just happy that Marlo was able to keep the Bible that she had when she was in jail, and kept it for all this time. So I'm just saying. That's all. Bye.
Thanks, Joe. Bye. All right. Let me say thank you. We had a few super chats backstage. Nancy, Miss Brooklyn Diamond, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I understand the taking out the trash. It is about learning responsibility. When they are on their own, they will be responsible for taking out the trash. And look, and I know a lot of people agree with Mama Joyce on that. Mario, thank you so much for the super chat. Mario says Kempire had Kempire had Marlo slammed a door on me, baby. The beef would continue until I get back the Scorpio in me. To get her until I get her back the Scorpio in me. I mean, Marlo knows what she was doing. She remembers that she did that. Evelyn, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, need a new cast, which means go on pause like New York. But again, I always remind you guys, the reason why New York went on pause wasn't because of low ratings. They went on pause because they did not want to address Ramona and all the countless problematic things that she said behind the scenes and the investigations. So I just got to remind you guys that. That's the only reason they're recasting. Danielle, thank you so much for this super chat. Danielle says, I feel like sometimes a franchise needs to let it go. Times have changed. It's had its time. All things must come to an end, but send Marlo home first. Well, here's the thing. Bravo is not about to let Real Housewives go. It's one of the top money makers at Bravo. If you've seen the history of Bravo over the years, this has really kept the lights on over at Bravo and have made them a force when it comes to being a network on cable television. So they're not just going to let this go. It still brings in money for them and advertisers for them. The show's ratings are not that dismal yet, but they have to start shifting. They have to start shifting on some level. But I like what Joe brought up. I'm sure the producers are a little confused because the audience is demanding, because there is so much competition now as opposed to when Real Housewives first started. There's a lot of competition in regards to what you can watch. But that's for them to figure out. That's why they pay the big bucks. Come on now. We're going to bring up Wendy next. Hold on. What's going on, Wendy?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
I am stuck in the office, so I had to go in my car so I can say what I need to say. But I'm gonna try to be real quick. I really didn't watch the episode because, like the other person, it just didn't catch my attention. I think Candi needs to be off the show. I don't think they need, I don't think she should let them bring the worst out of her. She may need her own show. I would like to see Portia back and Eva back, to, especially when she's going through this divorce. I would really like to know what's going on. And about Marlo and the Bible thing, I'm glad that she's reading the Bible, but if I was Marlo, I would be afraid that God would strike me down with lightning, how the way she's acting towards him. Right. And also a quick story. I'm 47. And when I was 29, I was pregnant with my son, and while I was pregnant, I had 6 fibroid tumors. So my son was breached. So I had to have a C-section. 3 years ago, I had a hysterectomy because I had 30 fibroid tumors. And the cycles was just too much, to the point I had to get blood transfusion. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm not having any more kids. I'm going to go ahead and take it out. And it is one of the best decisions I have ever made.
Wow.
So it is something. But yeah, with food, the milk, the dairy, and the red meats, that's going to feed into the fibroids and make them grow bigger.
Oh.
I'm a carnivore. I'm sorry. I love my cheese. I love my meat. So yeah.
Damn.
And
thanks, Wendy, for sharing that.
And I love you. You are a best friend in my head.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you for sharing your story, because I know that's going to be helpful to other people.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Get back to work. Bye. All right. I'm going to drop the call and link because we have Nicole who's backstage, who's a member of the channel, but I'm going to drop the call. I'm going to drop the call and link timer for the general audience. There we go. We're going to bring up Nicole next. What's going on, Nicole?
Hi, Mr. Kempire. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
You look lovely. You're glowing,
Thank
you know?
Got a little sun this weekend.
And I'm loving to hear all these stories about the woman's journey, because my mother, she had fibroids for years, and she had a hysterectomy at 72 years old. So it gets deep. And the thing I want to say, I'm plant based. That's the main reason why I went plant based several years ago, because, with the fibroids, high blood pressure, diabetes, that's rampant within the African American community. But I'm kind of liking that Sheree is sharing that story. But the caller before me, she's right. Don't drink the milk. Do soy milk, cashew milk, those type of things that's going to heal your body. But the topic I wanted to get into was from last week's episode, which carried over to this with Marlo.
No.
Marlo is with, I've worked in higher education for years, and the way she disrespected the whole setup really bothered me, because I always worked in contracts and procurement behind the scenes in higher education. So when she was sitting there talking about the little bottles of champagne, schools and departments in universities and colleges, they're suffering right now because the pandemic, a lot of universities and colleges lost a lot of money. And so, of course, this is not Kenya's setup. This is something that the university is doing. So I kind of figured out why they probably kicked them out that party, because they don't want all that drama being at Alabama State. And so they don't want to go through no litigation. Because prime example, when you look at Dr. Wendy Asofo, remember she works at John Hopkins. I've always worked at PWIs. And when I've noticed with John Hopkins, they put that disclaimer on with Bravo. They didn't do it with Alabama State. So people need to pay attention to that. And so I felt like it was a disrespect to a HBCU that's struggling already before the pandemic, money-wise. Yeah. And then, that's all I just wanted to say. So I hope people pay attention to that kind of stuff, that how Marlo, she just handled it the wrong way, kicking the door, and it's going to fall on the campus. Yeah. Even though they're in a hotel, but it's going to fall on the university. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Nicole, for calling in. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Excuse me. Let me just say thank you. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Danielle says, Bravo makes the rules. They can make the rule for RHOA pause and come back with a new cast. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that pause might be longer than you guys expect in order to find the right cast. Just saying. Shady said, why is Shady, you are living up to your name right now with this super chat. But I'm glad you said it in the super chat, though. So thank you. So Shady Millennial says Kempire is glowing because he had some sun and cake. Maybe I did. Goodbye, Shady Millennial. It's the summertime, though. Get out there. Danielle, thank you so much for another super chat. Danielle says, not only did I change my lifestyle with my fibroids, but I had the hysterectomy, and now my PCP, my primary care physician, says my thyroids are the issue. So it's always something. Team Peloton, team hysterectomy. Reminds me, after this, I'm going to go on the Peloton. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat, Danielle. And thank you to all of you that share your personal experiences with our audience, because people do learn something from it. All right. Okay, let's get to some more callers. True, I see you're backstage and says devices are not connected. You might have to drop out and call back in. Let me bring up In My Opinion. What's going on, In My Opinion?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm blessed by the best and highly favored.
Amen.
Getting better. Let me tell you something. I really hate that everybody filming in Alabama, because it's just bringing such a bad light. But here's the thing. We're not no major rub hub. Nobody's coming to our state for nothing. Really, this is set up to be a retirement state. That's the reason why everything is so cheap here. And then when we're talking about these swags and stuff, it's usually supported by McDonald's. The event that Kenya was at was actually hosted by McDonald's. It wasn't like the colleges was putting in their efforts. It was $25 to get in. The VIP was $50. It's a charity fundraiser. We don't have it's not like Atlanta. Everything in Atlanta is expensive. You come to our hotels, you can get a hotel for $67, $77, and that's on a busy weekend. Okay? So you're not paying $200 and $300 for stuff like that, like you is in Atlanta and stuff like that. We don't have no no attractions here or nothing like that. Like I said, it's a retirement state. It's a Republican state. They don't really want all that stuff down here. They could, but they don't want it.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is. But like I said, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Marlo putting up that Bible, baby. She ain't never seen the Lord. Ain't never been to church. I'm praying for her. Okay, Jesus. I'm telling you, Jesus working in mysterious ways. Maybe her picking up that Bible, she'll get something out of it. But right now, I ain't seen nothing she getting out of it. But that's my thoughts, Kempire. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you
Stay
so much.
happy, healthy, and loved. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, y'all like the video. Kempire come here every day, give y'all some good video, good content. Y'all could like the video. It ain't costing you a thing. And thanks to all the mods that has been praying for me. I appreciate it. I love y'all all so much.
Thank you so much, in my opinion, for calling in.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care. All right. You heard what, in my opinion, said. Like the video. All right. There was something else that I wanted to say. Hold on. Let me just. Obi says this: the medical therapy example, hormonal or herbals that Sheree is describing are really not advised for me. They only halt or minimally shrink the fibroids, but they are still, quote, there. This is coming from a doctor, Obi. All right. Thanks, Dr. Obi. Okay. But always, guys, get second opinions, third opinions. Do your homework, do your research. Don't just go by what Sheree says, because remember, Sheree might just be trying to get a storyline. All right, let me bring up Chasing Beckisha. I'm gonna bring up next. Hold on. What's going on, Chasing Beckisha?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi Kempire, happy to be here. So I'm kind of gonna repeat what some other people have said. I did watch Carlos, and I agree with what his guest said about the reboot. And the reason why is because I'm 23, and so I grew up actually watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta, like with my mom. So I'm used to these women. Like I love Nene, all the iconic clips and stuff. But I don't know if it's my age or what, but like I would definitely like to see like some of what new Atlanta would look like. Like someone said, maybe using Drew as the bridge because she's younger. And apparently she was actually supposed to be on the show with LaToya and with LaToya. And that's why they brought her on to do that kind of younger thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like she might be good, even though I don't really like her and her husband, but she got a divorce. So, and then I like Kenya's friend that they had on the other day. I think she would be good because she's younger. And then there's a YouTuber on here called Aaliyah's Face. I think she would be good because she lives in Atlanta. So just that younger crowd who would bring like the luxury and the fun, but also like drama.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Here's one of the things that that, in my opinion, mentioned in regards to the charity event that they were hosting on the latest episode. Here's the thing. I just thought to myself, this would have been a great opportunity. Maybe Kenya or one of the housewives, why don't you host the charity event and throw it the way that you did in Alabama? Because you could garner all of the sponsors that you need to really throw a big charity event, instead of relying on the school or whoever threw this particular event to do it themselves. Because again, a lot of you said they don't have the budget for it. This would have been a great opportunity. It's your charity event. They can't kick you out of your charity event. Kenya, come on, next season, can we get it together if you're not recast? Oh, look. Okay, let's get to some more calls. Miss Bernice, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Miss Bernice?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine. My comment is on Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce is that mean grandmama that you don't want to go over to her house. That's it. She always going to have her opinion. It's going to be the wrong opinion, but she always going to state that opinion. She's not going to change. And unfortunately for Candy, she loved her mother, but she's obligated to her husband, and she loved her husband. So, unfortunately, Mama Joyce is going to have to be cut off the situation, and we can go over there and we have family situations, stuff like that, like for holidays, her birthday and stuff like that. But on a daily basis, you can't respect my husband. You don't respect me. So I can't deal with you, Mama. I love you, but I got to love you from a distance. Just to only keep my peace of mind. My peace of mind is more important to me than you are.
Anything else?
No, Marlo would have got slapped until next week.
Come on.
The way that she was acting, I wanted to see. I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama. I wanted to get on the phone and call up my cousin and say, you know what, you need to go meet up with this person
Right
because
now.
she go. Yes, yes. Birmingham is the largest city in Alabama. Don't get it twisted. Marlo, she takes it from 0 to 1,000. That wasn't necessary. And then when she found out the baby was in there, she even got worse. So nah, she can go. She can go. She takes it down to loving hip hop, and we're not loving hip hop. We too old for loving hip hop.
All right, Miss Bernice. Thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye.
Miss Bernice is the best. All right, we're going to get to some more callers. Guys, you just joined us. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Be sure to like the video. We already have over 1,000 likes. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, guys, don't forget our Pride merch. It is Pride Month here, well, around the country, but also here on the channel. After the live, you'll probably see on one side of the video, our Trevor Project fundraiser that we're doing this month. We're trying to reach over $2,500. Be sure to check out some of our other videos, some of our latest videos for links for donating to that. But also, head on over to houseofkempire.com for our Pride merch that's now available, or at thekempire.com and click the shop button for more links to our Pride merch. All right, True, I'm going to bring up next. What's going on, True?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Do you have headphones on?
I do.
Because you sound a little low, unless you speak up a little bit.
That's my voice. It's really low.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, True.
I just want to say about replacing Housewives. I would get rid of Marlo, bump her to guest like she was before when Nene was on. Get rid of Sonya, make her a friend. Bring her back Shamari, Portia, and Cynthia and Eva. Make that 8 Housewives like Beverly Hills did with last season. Because you get Kenya activated with Portia, because Kenya doesn't have nobody to go against. She don't care about Marlo like that. So you're not gonna get nothing out of that except what was last night.
Okay. Anything else?
Mama Joyce is gonna be Mama Joyce as always, so that's never gonna change. But for friends, I would bring back Kim Zolciak, make Monyetta as a friend of still, make Tamika Scott as a friend of, because that would be interesting to have Tamika on Real Housewives.
Okay. All right, True. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right.
Bye. I just thought about that. Tamika, I mean, we could sort of like transition the whole escape drama to Real Housewives of Atlanta because they are in Atlanta and they're both housewives. Are we going to bring Latasha too? It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
I am the 5th member. How about that?
I'm just like, look, someone on my TikTok chat, someone said hell no. Someone else said yes. Vicky said yes. All right. Let me get to the rest of these calls, guys, so I can get out of here. I have to go watch Summer House Martha's Vineyard again. All right. Let me bring up Sebastian Says. What's going on, Sebastian?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. You're very happy today. Yes, you're very happy today, but that's great. Marlo, there's a special place in hell for people who disrupt children. I hope you repent before it's too late, because there's a special place for you. I have no sympathy for her ever since she last season mentioned that her nephews haven't been brushing their teeth or washing their underarms. That triggers bullying in schools. Those kids' friends, parents see the show. I lost everything I had from Marlo then. That's when I realized if she has no sympathy for her own family, she has nothing for anyone else. So she's giving fake. I'm tired of her. Bravo can get rid of her. Put her back in the nursing homes where she coddles with these geriatric men.
Okay.
To gold dig. That's what she needs to
You
do.
know, goodbye, Sebastian. I can't. That's Sebastian trying to troll us with his comments on Marlo right now. All right. Let's bring up Joe next. Hold on. What's going on, Joe?
Hi, Kempire. How are
I'm
you?
well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. It's my second time calling, so don't mind me. I'm super, super nervous,
It's
and
okay.
also English is not my first language, so I might be stumbling on a few words.
It's okay.
I've been watching. RHOA is one of my favorite show. I've been watching for since the beginning. Love the OGs, love everyone. So this particular season has been hard because it's not giving what it's supposed to be giving.
Mm.
But I don't wanna I don't wanna dwell on that. I've been watching since the beginning of the semester the season. I've been watching your recap as well. I've been with you on TikTok on Sundays, except for last night because I understand the episode was back. Is it me or is everyone glancing over the fact that Sheree had the biggest flop of the entire history of Housewives? Like, I feel like the girls are not going in as hard enough. I'm sorry, I know
No,
my
keep
time
going.
is
Keep
up,
going.
but I feel like no one is giving her what she's supposed to have been um given. Like no one is putting her the fact that the site as I know they talked about it like in passing, but I feel like this was such a flop and no one is talking about, like no one is going in as it's supposed to. Like people want to talk about Candy, they want to go in on Kenya, but what about Sheree? I mean, she she did not deliver and nobody's talking about it.
Nope.
Is
You're
it just
right.
me or
Nope. I said that. I said that on episode 1. I was like, "Are we gonna brush over Sheree's big flop that was
exactly. It's been what we're at episode
episode 5?"
5 and I mean this I was so ready for people to go in on her. I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're going to eat her up." Nope,
It's
nothing happened.
me.
Like a few
Hi.
mentions here and
I'm the problem. It's me.
exactly, a few mentioned here and there, but I mean, this is like this was the moment of the season. Like the fact that she put out that fashion show and then the website crash. This is the story and nobody's talking about it. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe, I appreciate you calling in. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. I want to get through some more callers. I see, in my opinion, and Danielle are backstage. You guys are, I know you're members, but you're only getting 1 minute. I'm bringing up, in my opinion, first. What's going on, in my opinion? You had something else you want to say?
Yeah, this the thing. Okay, Scorpio and me. Okay, had to call back. Mama Joyce is not the spokesperson for all Scorpios. Okay, yes, we are stubborn, but let me tell you now. You know, I got some grown sons too. My grown one got a little girl that he went to the courthouse and married. You know, let me tell you something. I don't like her neither. Okay, I think she beneath him. I think let me tell you, I just don't like her, okay? But I would never like this mistreat the lady like Mama Joyce doing him. I think she a bum too. Like this girl just do not want to work. She want my son to work for her, and she sit at home and eat
In my
all day and
opinion,
get fat.
you sounded like
But let
Mama
me
Joyce
tell
right
you
now.
now,
You sounded like Mama
I'm not sitting there like, girl, get your fat ass up and go to work. No, I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying, Kempire, it's not. I'm Scorpio though, you know.
You
Scorpio.
sounded like one. You sounded like Mama Joyce. Goodbye. In my opinion, you were bad. I can't. She wanted to drag Mama Joyce. She wanted to drag Mama Joyce. And then, like, you know, Mama Joyce don't act, you know, and then she's gonna go drag her daughter-in-law. When we have, how many people watching? We got 2,000 people watching, and we got. All right, let me bring up Danielle. Danielle, what's up?
Why do I always come behind the crazy mother-in-laws with these stories that have me over here cracking up laughing? Okay, so I just thought of something when they were talking about Kenya hosting and how the football game is put on by McDonald's. There was something going on with last year's game. I don't know if it was an anniversary because if you think about it, College Hill Celebrity just did their last episode was about them doing a halftime show. Then you have Kenya doing this. Then you also had the episode of Bell Collective last week where they were talking about they did their tailgate and that thing. So something must have happened at last year's Alabama football game or the Capital Class. I forgot what it's called. But before for them to have reached out to all these celebrities or the whoever PR people reached out to have these celebrities come do tailgating, set up event. Something must have been going on. I don't know if it was a like 100-year anniversary, but something big had to happen because it's too many reality shows and too many celebrities showing up, and we're seeing a lot of this specific game. And those in the South who know football and college stuff, we've known about the game for years. But for all these celebrities, we need to Google Schmoogle to find out why everyone was so interested in being at that specific game this or that year because it was 2022. So I'm wondering what was going on. That's what I called back to say. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye. All right, I'm gonna bring up Yvonne next. What's going on, Yvonne?
Hello, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Cool. I can hear you loud and clear. Your favorite Panamanian calling you for the first time. And your favorite Scorpio. Let me tell you, we can change, okay? We can absolutely change. There are evolved Scorpios. There are
Did
not
you just
so
hear, in my opinion?
I know, and I have to agree with her.
Oh, you know.
We exist. Okay, maybe, I don't want to call anybody out, but, you can tell when we are evolved. Also, this episode they're not giving. I don't know. This whole season has been kind of a filler season, and I do think it's time for a shakeup of sorts. And I know you don't want any OGs back, but I wouldn't hate to see Portia back. I really wouldn't.
Well, she's not an OG, and I wouldn't mind. I just
Right.
tweeted that I want to see the footage of Portia's wedding. Let them start doing some confessionals. That wedding seemed like it was fabulous.
Oh, I wish I could see it too. But anyways, you're doing great. Love you, love you. You're everybody's best friend. And I
Oh,
hope
love
you
that.
know how charismatic you are. So
Oh,
anyways,
do I?
take care.
Thank you, Yvonne. Take care. Bye. The Scorpios are coming for me today. But look, didn't in my opinion prove my point? Did she prove my point? She called it and dragged her daughter-in-law. I loved it though. It was hilarious. All right, let me bring up next Sasha. Sasha, is that how you pronounce it?
It's pronounced Sasha.
Sasha, what's going on?
Good. I'm doing well. I just wanted to start off by saying I had the best time listening to your After Dark the other day. I thought it was the tossing salad conversation was just the best time ever.
Thank you.
And then in regards to the Real Housewives, I would want women to come in that have like actual genuine relationships. It's just every time I watch these girls, I'm like, I just watch, they're like just there because they're filming. And it gets kind of boring kind of watching that, like, Candi and Kenya like going away to Turks and Caicos like for their birthday. Like I want to see more women that have relationships like that. And it's not like, oh, as soon as the cameras turn on, like it's time to turn up. Like if they had genuine issues outside of their relationship, I would be all for like exploring that. But it just seems like the cameras come on and then the dramatics start, which has just gotten so boring.
Yeah, agreed. All right.
And then in regards to Kenya, I love her. Like I am Team Twirl biased. Like she was wrong about the Sonya thing, but I feel like she should take a break. Like maybe when Brooklyn starts school and come back so she could be a little bit more dedicated to filming.
Oh.
I don't want to see her leave forever, but I do feel like, Brooklyn is her priority and she gets a little bit distracted.
Oh, okay. That was from Team Twirl. Sasha, thank you so much for calling in. All right, Alex, call back in. Alex, what do you want to say?
Now, I'm so sorry I don't usually do this, but I realized in my rambling, I forgot to mention Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce, you are a Scorpio, and this goes out to all Scorpios. I love y'all. I'm a Pisces. Pisces and Scorpio go together. Y'all do not change. Y'all will never change, and you just won't change. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You won't change, and Mama Joyce has never changed. She did this with Todd, and she did this with AJ. Remember AJ? She did this with him too. Rest in peace. But she did that with him too. No man, I don't think any man will ever be good enough for Candi, which is a very mother thing to do. But she's a Scorpio too. Lord, I pray for y'all with Scorpio mothers, Scorpio family members. I have a best friend that's a Scorpio, and I already know she gets on my nerves, so they probably ride y'all nerves constantly. And I pray for you, Kempire, because I know you have both Scorpio dad and mom. That has to be a struggle. I already know it. I just know it. All right. I'm not gonna be dragging any family members. Let me give my opinion. I'm gonna go now.
Bye, Alex. All right. Let me just round this out. So the preview for next week's episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, we see that Candi is going off on Marlo. And I'm sure it's going to be because of the whole accusation that Candi was not there for her or her family after her nephew was killed. Like I said to you before, I'm more concerned for Candi's health, that she's even allowing Marlo to take her there this season. But Candi said the only reason why I'm crying so it's because I can't drag your ass. All right, y'all wanted Candi activated, but a lot of you are having this conversation. Should they recast next season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Should they completely reboot it like they did for the Real Housewives of New York? But we don't even know how the recast of the Real Housewives of New York is going to actually do. And the Real Housewives of New York is going to start July 16th, and it's going to be on Sundays, right after the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know if that's a good setup anymore for them. We shall see. Well, Bravo will never confirm whether or not they are unhappy with the ratings. As I said to you before, the live ratings that you've been seeing, that's live ratings. Then there is streaming. Then there is social media engagement. Again, I'm so surprised that producers decided to bring back the cast that they decided to bring back and ran with some of the storylines that they ran with this season. Marlo's fake and phony storyline, Sheree's Martell's fake and phony storyline. I'm a little shocked. But anyways, we will continue this interesting debate on the Real Housewives of Atlanta and their casting and their current season and the current episode in the chat. Guys, as always, be sure to like the video. Thank you to all of you that sent in super chats. Cami, thank you so much for the super chat. Cami says last night's Speak On It was a snooze fest. I'm sorry, but Monyetta, it's kind of boring. I mean, I don't disagree. Exactly. Thank you so much for the super chat. Exactly says, ladies, if you've noticed changes in your period after long COVID, go get yourself checked out. I spent all 2022 getting blood transfusions and iron IVs due to fibroids and got a hysterectomy late December. Whew. I think that's probably the best part of our recap is this continued conversation on fibroids. So even though I don't believe Sheree's storyline, at least she's starting a conversation. Just saying. The End, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Portia seems open to reality TV. She's on the show on Fox, Stars on Mars, Why Not RHOA? Well, a lot of people felt as if the reason why Portia decided not to come back because she didn't want to answer to the questions that were surrounding her relationship to Simon. She says another story on Ultimate Girls Trip that, she was just ready to retire. Okay. Look, I don't know what's true. You just can't always go by Portia. Sharon, thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you, Sharon, for always supporting. Sharon was like our first order for our Pride merch. So thank you, Sharon. We appreciate you always supporting. She says, after last week, I stopped watching RHOA. I am watching Netflix. Me too. Tomorrow during our recap of our Tuesday takeover at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST, we're going to talk about the ultimatum queer love.
How you doing?
Oh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. We're going to talk about 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise. And we're going to talk about some hot topics. Diddy's son was arrested. Diddy's son's mom, Misa, is slamming Diddy. We're going to talk about that. We have a lot to cover during our Tuesday takeover. So be there or be square. Be sure to subscribe. Shout out to everyone that became a member for our members only live chat for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. To become a member, head on over to TheKempire.com/join. And for everything Kempire, including our merch, our new Pride merch is now available at TheKempire.com. Thank you to our members. Thank you to our subscribers. And most importantly, thank you to our King's Guards, aka our moderators. We could not have these kinds of conversations without them. Let's get out of here with some music, and I will see you guys at 5:30 p.m. Eastern for a recap of Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. I got lots of thoughts. Let's get out of here, y'all.
Walking like a G me, sipping Hennessy, President Suite, looking like a young Barack Obama. Skipping to the beat, giving hella heat. I'ma need a seat just to count up all these dots and commas. I think it's evident I'm the better man, I'm the jam. I'ma have you crushing like a four-wheel monster. Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool. Get that chin up off the ground and flash that smile for me. Put some pep up in that step, it's going down shortly. Got so much weight up on my shoulders, all this jewelry on me. I wear my shades inside cause I go blind just looking down. Walking like the man, sipping Chardonnay on the balcony, looking like a young Elvis Presley. I've been overseas, I've been underneath, I ain't never seen nothing like a prison 12 o'clock. I don't know nobody looking like that, I don't know nobody looking like that. I don't know nobody looking like that, I don't know nobody looking like that. Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands